So I just did a video about former President Donald Trump and how he surrendered, and how everyday people just like you and I can do the same. We can contact an attorney. We can have that attorney contact local law enforcement on our behalf and negotiate surrender terms. And so we saw it with Donald Trump, but not only Donald Trump, it was like 17 other people who did the same thing successfully. What did they do? What was the play that they ran? Well, they contacted an attorney, they retained an attorney, they had the attorney go on their behalf and negotiate terms before surrendering themselves to the authority. That way, when they got there, everything was all set, they were all good. But there was one dude that didn't do that. He went it alone, Harrison Floyd. And a lot of people want to talk about his race and all that stuff, and that being the difference. Oh man, this one brother, he's the only one that got denied bond. But that's not really the difference that we should be focusing on. The difference, the real distinction between Harrison Floyd and the rest of the defendants is not the fact that his skin is kissed by the sun like mine. The difference is he's the only one. He's the lone person. He's the only defendant who, instead of engaging an attorney, who instead of retaining an attorney, Harrison Floyd, he decided to go it alone, and he didn't make any arrangements ahead of time. He just simply showed up, and he showed up without an attorney, and he decided that it was a good idea for him to speak on his own behalf directly to the judge. And we now know, of course, that the judge has denied his request for bail, despite all of his pleas, despite everything that he said before the judge. And now Harrison Floyd, he's the only one that didn't get an attorney, and now he's the only one sitting in jail. Listen, guys, this is just a lesson. Need I say more? There's levels to this. I mean, the quote is right. I mean, he who has himself for a client is a fool. Is a fool. It's just foolish. When you're in that situation, when you can get help, they giving you plenty of advance notice. Hey, this is the deadline, Friday by noon, giving you weeks advance notice. So you got all the time in the world to engage counsel, and you choose to go it alone. You choose to just go ahead and say, you know what, I think I can handle this alone. This is one of those situations to where things seem easier than they actually are. It seemed like to Harrison Floyd, that he could just do this alone, that he didn't need to engage counsel, that he could save the money. I don't know what his thinking was, to be honest. I wish I could sit down with him right now and interview him and say, look, what were you thinking? Did you take the time to think about what you were thinking about before you went in there without counsel in this high-profile case? I mean, did you consult with your family? Did you even call for a consultation to speak to an attorney? Guys, let Harrison Floyd be a lesson. Let this be a teachable moment. When you have a situation to where you got all the time in the world and you got time to speak to an attorney, you got time and resources to get representation, that's exactly what you need to do. Use your time and your resources wisely, and you won't find yourself like Harrison Floyd sitting in jail wishing that you had did something totally different. Guys, please let him be a lesson. Learn from his example. Don't repeat his example. Take great care. I hope that this has been helpful. If you have any questions for me, I'd love to talk to you. Pick up the phone, give me a call, send me a text message, email me, whatever. But just remember this. If you have to be found guilty of anything, be guilty of greatness. And do not, I repeat, do not repeat Harrison Floyd's mistake. Take great care.